Alright, so let's talk about the major announcement that happened this week. Aliens are apparently real. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I mean, maybe they're real. The government seems to be talking about it. But no, that's not the major announcement I want to talk about that happened this week. The major announcement is that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is back. They announced Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 officially. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about in today's video. So a couple of things up front before I dive into all of that. Number one, sorry I didn't have a reaction video to this announcement, or any videos for a while for that matter. I had some computer trouble for a bit there. It's all fixed now, so I'm good for computer stuff. Should be able to get videos out regularly again. I will watch through the trailer again here in a second, but sorry I was unable to record my initial reaction to the announcement. All right, and then number two, I've had a major leak for this game. I do believe I very likely know all of the newcomers for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. This leak is not publicly out there. It's just something I've seen in private from multiple people, actually. So multiple people have this, including my source that's given me correct Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl information in the past. So I do believe this one is real, and kind of hoping that the whole thing doesn't leak anytime soon so that we can have some speculation, and this game hopefully can be speculated about and have surprise announcements and stuff right up until launch. But anyway, with that said, I can't really speculate characters myself since I believe I know them anyway. I'm also not going to say who the characters I've seen are either, except for one of them, and I'll explain why later. I like speculation, so I won't spoil everyone's fun for character reveals. But since the leak is floating around privately, like I said, it is totally possible it all leaks at some point. Let's hope not, though. I have said a few things about the leak publicly, probably more than I should have, honestly, but just enough to give some parameters and make speculation fun. And I won't be revealing any more than I've already said in the last few days. So this video will just be catching you up to speed if you haven't already heard the stuff that I've said already. Also, I will first go over things that we know about the game officially that have nothing to do with leaks, and then I'll give a warning before I start talking about leak stuff. So if you want to avoid spoilers but still hear what's officially known about the game, you can drop off the video when we transition to leak talk, and again, I'll give you a warning about that. Alright, so first up, let's just rewatch this trailer. Alright, so this opening is fantastic. I love the meme reference with Squidward's reveal. Yeah, right here, this is great. Yeah, Squidward looking through the window at Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1. He didn't make it. He wasn't invited. It's awesome. Then the reveal, of course, Squidward is going to be playable now. Very, very cool. And a handsome Squidward, too. So great to see. Absolutely love it. Squidward faces the music. Good tagline. And Handsome Squidward is probably like a Final Smash equivalent in this game, it seems like. Next up here, I think they show... Yeah, I mean, the game looks so much better. We see some new stages. Jimmy's Lab, Fry Cook Games, Arena. And some existing stages look way better, too. Like, Frying Dutchman looks awesome. Everything. I don't know, looks so much better. Squidward's name Future fits that well, too.
Headlines, all right.
Yeah, the polish difference is insane. This game looks way nicer than the first one. And they're announcing, I think it comes up in a second here, a campaign story mode. Yeah, new gameplay. I think they'll say campaign story mode in a second. New campaign, yeah. So that's some one-player story mode. Awesome to see. And there's an item. We've got the ball from Rugrats, so the items seem to be back. Voice acting. They've already talked in this. And there's Jimmy Neutron, another highly requested character is here. So Squidward and Jimmy Neutron are great starting characters to announce alongside the announcement of this game.
How did you get in my lab anyway?
Jimmy Neutron achieves liftoff. Okay, I like Squidward faces the music, but, you know, still happy to see Jimmy here. And it's a little tough to catch, but they actually also have Raphael and Donatello in this trailer. Not like highlighted as an announcement like Squidward and Jimmy, but they're here. Got a little weird there playing it back, but there you go, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. It's happening. Alright, there we go. I'll refer back to that stuff in more detail, but this was a great announcement trailer in my opinion. Showed off how much better the game looks, great new character choices to start us off. I think this game's going to be miles beyond the first one. And we've been told the game is almost entirely rebuilt from the ground up. 98% of the game has been built from scratch, and all character movesets have been redone and reworked. Same developers as the first game, but seemingly with a bigger budget, probably more time to work on it, and all the experience of already making the first game and knowing what worked and what didn't. So very exciting stuff. I think this game's going to be pretty great. Okay, so let's check out the official website real quick. Cool that they have these scrolling characters here. I think somebody found out if you type in a certain string of URL code, you can actually look at characters they don't have on here. A couple like Nigel and I think Lucy Loud have been found. I tried some of the leaked characters. They don't yield anything unless I got their names wrong, but I tried all of them. I didn't get any. But yeah, there's a few characters that aren't on the scrolling middle thing that you can get to just from typing in the URL. Yeah, so scrolling down here, we got campaign mode, of course, which we talked about. Gameplay. There's not too much on this website, but more info coming soon, more info coming soon. Characters, everything. Just cool to see Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is back. We saw 4 new characters in that reveal trailer. Squidward and Jimmy, of course, were highlighted, but they also snuck in Raphael and Donatello from the Ninja Turtles, so our 2 missing Ninja Turtles are here. We've also now seen the box art for the game, and Vlad Plasmius is there as well. If you go over to the press release page for the game, which looks like this, if you scroll down, it says, in the single-player campaign, you'll be aiming to stop Danny Phantom, bad guy Vlad Plasmius, from conquering the Nickelodeon universe. So I'm uncertain if Vlad is a playable character or just a boss in that campaign story mode. On the box here, he's got purple behind him, which is different than everyone else on here. So in my opinion, it really could go either way, frankly, since they didn't give Raph and Don revealed highlights, but did reveal them in the trailer. Maybe they just revealed Vlad with the box art and considered that enough of a reveal. Or maybe he's not playable and is just the game's boss. It could go either way, really, and by the way, that is something I do not know. Even though I do have some leaked information, I am still unsure if Vlad is playable or just a boss. I don't know if he's a newcomer or just like the main boss of the game. Well, I've seen what I think is all of the newcomers. I don't know everything, and the status of Vlad either being a newcomer or not being one of them is still one of the things I do not know. In an interview with Polygon, Fair Play Labs director Diego Rodriguez said, I don't want to spoil it too much, but basically we have a main storyline. You start with SpongeBob. As you progress, you unlock characters, which you can use in the campaign, and each character has his or her unique storylines. The structure is the same as roguelike games. You progress through a series of battles, and if you lose, you keep some of your progress, characters unlocked, currency, etc., and use it to further your progress on your next try until you reach the end. And of course, the middle, we have cool opponents, bosses, and other elements unique to the campaign. So maybe Vlad is a boss that is unique as in exclusive to the story mode campaign. Again, I can't be certain. I'm honestly 50-50 on that character. Speaking of characters, though, this game is already confirmed to be getting DLC fighters. In the press release, it talks about what each version of the game includes. Base game, pre-order bonus, digital deluxe, ultimate edition, talks about all the different editions, all the possible ways to buy the game, and it mentions exclusive costumes such as Elastic Waistband Patrick and Quickster SpongeBob, and even more exciting, a season pass containing 4 new DLC brawlers. So beyond whatever the base roster looks like, 4 more characters are coming next year. We will all be speculating about this game for a while now. Speaking of alternate costumes, we've likely seen some of them already in that reveal trailer. Barnacle Boy Patrick, there's a art teacher Squidward, band outfit Squidward, and a new original costume for April. Some people think it's the TMNT 2012 costume. It is possible some of these could be instances of an attack that changes the character's look momentarily, but most likely they're probably all alternate costumes. We also, of course, saw Handsome Squidward, and if we read the press release and the Polygon interview, the game has a new meter mechanic that builds up to a super attack. Likely Handsome Squidward is one of these super attacks. Apparently Zims involves Mini-Moose, which is pretty cool. As for other gameplay changes, they added a horizontal attack, plus rolls and dodges, and some people may have noticed universal grabbing might exist this time around. So you might be able to grab as any characters, not just specific moves that grab other characters that only some characters have. Seems like they really redid the whole system from the ground up for this game. Anyway, we should learn more about this game's mechanics very soon, as Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 is getting a gameplay breakdown showcase video during EVO. So check that out next Friday on August 4th. Perhaps they'll reveal a character there too, who knows? Also, the game's release date has been revealed as well through retailer listings. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 launches on October 24th. So with 3 months to go, a campaign mode to show off, reworked movesets for every past character, plus more newcomers to reveal, I think we'll be getting steady announcements and reveals for this game from here on out, right up until launch. Now let's talk about stages. So we saw a lot of the old stages looking way better than they did last game. And some people even noticed it seems stages may have multiple versions of themselves this time around. Potentially something similar to how Smash Bros. Has turning the hazards on and off of a stage or choosing the Battlefield or Omega version of a stage. As for new stages, we saw the Fry Cook Games Arena from SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron's Lab, a castle with a clock, which is apparently from a Loud House movie, the Sun Warriors Bridge from Avatar, and what appears to be a temple probably from the Hey Arnold Jungle movie. We also saw Conch Street, the street that has SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward's houses, and this mysterious rocky area. However, both of these were seen when the trailer was talking about the campaign mode, so it's unclear if they're actually stages that we'll play on, or just something from like a cutscene during the campaign story. Unsure, but it'd be really cool to get Conch Street as a stage. All right, well, I think that's everything I can talk about without beginning to mention deeper character speculation and leak stuff. So here's your warning to bow out if you do not want any spoilers whatsoever. Like I said, I won't be just outright leaking the characters I've heard, except for one of them that sort of already leaked before I leaked it. I don't know, we'll get to that in a second. But I have said some stuff publicly, and I'm going to give parameters for some of the characters that I've heard. So if you want to avoid even parameters or a single character that kind of leaked before I heard it, stop watching this video now. So obviously, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is no stranger to leaks. We had leaks for the first game. We've already had leaks for this game before it was even revealed officially, and I've personally heard leaks for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl stuff before in the past too, like the information I got on Rocco before he was shown off. Well, once again, I have seen another leak. It is floating around privately among multiple people. I've seen it from multiple people now. I hope it doesn't fully leak publicly, as I don't want speculation to end super quickly for this game. Now, I don't want to say exactly what it is, but I believe it probably has revealed all of the newcomers for this game. So I think I know all the new characters. Though once again, I do not know if Vlad is playable or not, if he's a newcomer or just a boss. I really don't know. So far, we have Squidward, Jimmy, Raphael, and Donatello revealed, and then potentially Vlad as well, again mattering to his status in the game as either a playable character or just a boss. I have seen 7 other characters. I don't know for certain if any of them are DLC, but my assumption is they are all base game newcomers. For reasons I can't really say, this appears to be the case, that they're all base game characters and not DLC. But I'm not 100% sure on that. However, I'm like 99% sure that's probably the case. It is possible there could be more base game newcomers than I've seen, but I highly doubt it. I believe this is all the base game newcomers. Obviously, DLC leaking this early would be unlikely anyway, so again, I'm thinking they're base game characters. But there are other reasons I believe this is base game stuff. I just can't say why. So you just have to trust my judgment on that one. Also, as far as there being potentially more characters than the 7 I've heard, it just seems highly unlikely there's more than 7 more base newcomer characters. We already have Squidward, Jimmy, Raphael, Donatello, and possibly Vlad. So that's 4 or 5 known newcomers, and then add my 7, and that's 11 or 12 newcomers right there. That's already more than I anticipated we'd get. Add 4 more DLC characters, and again, mattering to what's going on with Vlad, that would end with 15 or 16 newcomers by the end of all this. So I'm really thinking what it is 7 more unknown characters I've seen, and then 4 more DLC. Now, I'll talk more about the 7 characters I've seen in a bit, but first I want to mention something I don't know about this game. And that is if there are any characters from the first game that have been cut from the roster this time around. I have not seen like a full finished character select screen or roster or something. I really just know newcomers. The only character from the last game I know is back that hasn't already been confirmed to be returning is Hugh Neutron. So I don't know if any other characters have been cut that we haven't seen yet. So let's take a look at the officially confirmed characters and the veteran characters who haven't been confirmed to be returning yet. So at the start of the announcement trailer, they showed footage of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1, when Squidward is looking out the window at that game and stuff. In that footage, they showed some characters we have yet to see in the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 part of the trailer. Those characters were Helga, Lincoln, Sandy, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Toph. Now, I think it would be very strange to show those characters in the reveal trailer for this game, even in their Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 forms, only to then cut them from the sequel. Seems like a very cruel tease to fans of those characters to show them off in the announcement for the sequel. So in my opinion, I think those characters will very likely return. Also worth noting, Hey Arnold is credited at the end of the trailer. Obviously, they'd likely have to do that since Helga appeared in the trailer at all, but I think it's worth noting. Also, people have noticed at one point during the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 part of the trailer, the Wild Thornberry stage isn't the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 version of the stage. It has been updated. So likely that may actually have been some Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 footage that they slipped in. Lincoln and Leonardo are seen battling it out during that part of the trailer, so extremely likely they are probably returning, as that was likely footage from Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 and not footage from Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 as they made it seem. The veteran characters we have yet to see at all in anything for this game are Powdered Toast Man, Shredder, CatDog, and Oblina. Powdered Toast Man did have his stage shown off in the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 part of the trailer, so I think it's probably safe to assume that means he's back. And the CatDog stage was shown in the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 part of the trailer. That leaves Shredder and Oblina. Frankly, I hope there are no cuts this time around. If they did cut any characters, they could potentially sell them back to us as DLC, but just seems really odd to have a character that's lower priority, not get in the base game, and then sell them back to us as DLC. Probably smarter to simply cut back on how many newcomers you make and sell other ones you want to make as DLC instead, right? Just get all the characters from the last game in the game, have less newcomers, and then just more DLC. Especially with the number of newcomers I'm saying we're getting here, if there really are 7 more on top of the ones that have already been revealed, that's a lot of newcomers in the game if they cut characters. So your call if you believe there will be cuts or not. Personally, I'm hopeful there are none, but I do not know for sure. If there are no cuts, then the roster size is probably 37 characters for the base roster, with 41 characters after DLC. Or if Vlad is just a boss and not playable, 36 base roster characters and 40 characters after DLC. I will say 36 and 40 make for perfectly squared off rosters, like character select screens. Character select screen could be 9x4 and then 10x4 at the end. However, fighting games rarely care about having squared off character select screens. Even the first Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl did not end with a squared off CSS. Alright, now that you've made it this far into the video, let's talk specifics about the 7 leaked characters that I've seen. Before the game was announced officially, or I saw these 7 characters, there was an El Tigre quote-unquote leak that turned out to be fake. However, before it was dismissed as fake, the creator of El Tigre started posting things like, "He's back," and even Rep started reacting to this fake leak happening. This was all before Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 had even been officially announced. So I probably wouldn't have said anything specific about this character, but I guess considering his creator essentially already confirmed him accidentally already anyway, yeah, El Tigre is one of the characters I have seen. I will confirm that. El Tigre is happening. And I'll add, again, since we are talking about fake leaks, I've seen this from the same source I heard Rocco info from early. And Rocco info, that was totally real. And multiple other sources have also seen this. So I believe it is most likely true. So here is a summary of what I've said publicly. Someone summed up a lot of the answers I've been giving to people asking me questions about what I'd seen. I'm just going to update it slightly to be worded a bit more clearly. The other image is totally accurate. I just made some adjustments to the wording to make it clearer. I will not be narrowing things down any further or playing like 20 questions or outright confirming or deconfirming any characters anymore. I already said likely more than I should have said. And I want speculation for this game to be healthy and fun and last up until launch. I don't like when entire games get spoiled. There's no fun in that. The reason I like leaks is that they drive speculation, they drive hype for a game, and they create discussion. So let's go over what parameters I've given for the 7 characters I've seen, as that sort of thing drives speculation. El Tigre is in. 7 newcomers we don't know. One of those 7 is El Tigre. Okay, yep, so first off, there are 7 characters that I've seen, 7 further newcomers after the ones that we've already had revealed, and El Tigre is confirmed to be one of those. Again, I only did that because the creator of El Tigre essentially already confirmed that, and honestly, I was sort of unaware the image leak was fake at the time when I first saw the El Tigre leak that I've now seen. I was simply backing up what I thought was already leaked information. So yeah, I've seen El Tigre separately from the fake leak. He's part of the leak that I've seen he's in. PapaGenos believes the final roster total is 37 characters if everyone returns and if Vlad is playable. Again, 37 if Vlad is playable, 36 if he isn't, if he's just a boss. And then after the 4 DLC, that would leave us with either 40 or 41, again mattering to Vlad. There is another SpongeBob character. So I only confirmed there's another SpongeBob character because I had been talking publicly about SpongeBob having 4 total characters a lot before I saw that there was, in fact, a 5th character. I just didn't want people to call me a liar or something, pointing to some old posts I had made, since I had been speculating on 4 total SpongeBob characters. SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, Squidward, but I now know that's not the case. There is a 5th SpongeBob character. 2 characters are from the same already represented series, both unexpected. One of them is especially WTF tier. Yep, this is true. There is an already represented series that will be getting 2 newcomers, one of which is unexpected, in my opinion anyway, and the other one is extremely unexpected. Definitely this game's WTF character. I do not think I've ever seen anyone guess at or predict this character. That's not to say they are like extremely obscure or anything like that, just that I've never seen anyone guess at them. And it's possible that someone out there has guessed at them, I just haven't seen it. Personally, I've never seen anyone predict this or ask for it. They will be very surprising. Another character is from a different already represented series, surprised to see them in but thinks they are a cool pick. Yep, there's another character I did not expect. Obviously, that's my own expectations. Everyone's aren't going to be the same expectations as me, so maybe you won't find this character unexpected. And I also think they're a cool choice, but again, that's my opinion. You might not think they're cool. I thought they were pretty cool, I just didn't expect them. One character is from an unrepresented series, not El Tigre. Yep, there is another yet-to-be-represented series that will take a spot on the roster. One other character PapaGenos has said nothing about. There is one more character I haven't said anything about at all. They were the last character I saw, so I just haven't hinted at them at all. They could be a mundane, expected character, or they could be a shocking and unexpected character. They could be from an already represented series, or from a brand new series. I'm leaving this one completely open, mostly just because it was the last character I saw, and by that point I had said more than I meant to about all the other stuff, so I want at least one character to just be a total blank slate. And then finally, PapaGenos has seen nothing from SpongeBob spin-offs. Yep, I have not seen any SpongeBob spin-off stuff like Camp Coral. That stuff could be in the game, but just to put people's anxiety at ease, none of the characters I've seen are from that SpongeBob spin-off stuff or Camp Coral or anything. I know many Nick fans generally aren't too keen on that stuff, at least fans that aren't super young. Stuff like Camp Coral taking a spot is something I think people are kind of afraid of, so I figured I'd confirm they are not part of what I've seen. I've seen nothing Camp Coral or any other SpongeBob spin-off stuff. And then here's a visual version of the same information, just because I know some people are, better with seeing stuff visually than just in text. Just keep in mind the unexpected and WTF characters are from the same already represented series. The cool pick is from a different already represented series and was unexpected in my opinion, but still cool to me. Your opinion could vary there. And then the mystery spot is only a mystery because I've chosen to say nothing about them. They could be very mundane and expected, or they could be shocking and unexpected. They could be from a new series or from an existing series. I just haven't said anything about them for the sake of leaving the door wide open to speculation. And then I guess I'll give you guys my overall thoughts on this game's base roster, if the newcomers I've seen are, in fact, the base roster, and if there are no cuts from the last game. I'd say it's a very Game Mill Ludosity style roster. It's similar in many ways to roster choices we've seen from them in the past, like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 or the Nickelodeon Kart Racer games. There are some unexpected choices, and there's some controversial choices. Honestly, there are some controversial and unexpected choices. People are going to be surprised, I'm sure. With 4 more DLC, though, they can certainly round out the roster by the end anyways. So because of that, I'm fine with what I've seen as a base roster, if everyone is in fact returning. But again, it is very typical of what we've seen from this company and its past roster choices. I have some things I'd like to see happen before it's all over to finish up or fix some omissions, and I'm sure many other people will feel the same way too. But again, DLC can always round it out, especially if there's 4 DLC characters that we're getting. That's a lot of spots to, round out a roster. And I could see them choosing some of their more zany out there picks for base roster so that what they're selling as DLC is more likely things that people will actually buy. So I think that might be what's going on here with what I've seen. To sum that up, basically I feel similar to how I felt after the first game's roster and after seeing the Kart Racers rosters. Some cool choices for sure, some also out there choices, and it is close to feeling complete in my opinion, but also some real odd stuff and some omissions that I hope they, patch up by the end after DLC. But getting the odd stuff in there is always fun, of course, and unexpected. I hope they saved a few things for those 4 DLC spots that could round out the roster nicely, and I think they probably have. Hopefully by the end, I think I'll find it a very complete feeling lineup for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, but I think at base game it is going to feel a little off, but still good. I think it's going to be fun. But that's how I think every roster I've ever seen from this company has felt. Almost there, a little off, some odd choices. So that's what we're getting again. All right, and then I'll just tack on some speculation I've seen other people discussing online. Obviously, I can't really engage in speculation very much anymore, so I'll leave my opinion out of it, whether these theories are onto something or if they're completely off base. I won't say one way or the other, but here's some neat speculation that is out there right now. Apparently, Jimmy said a line during the reveal trailer that's actually from the first Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. Could that point to Fairly OddParent content being in the game? Could we get Timmy Turner finally as well as Jimmy Neutron, or is the Nelvana legal issue stuff too much to get him in the game? Even if they did get Fairly OddParent content, would they save that to sell us as DLC? Whatever the case is with Fairly OddParent content and Nelvana and all that, the line being spoken is definitely very interesting. And then I should probably bring up stage theory. Stage theory is basically the theory that every fighter has a home stage of their own, so any new stages we see will have a new fighter attached to them. I absolutely will not confirm or deny if this theory lines up with what I have seen. It is just a theory that is out there. I'm not going to weigh in on its validity. We do have a bunch of new stages that we've seen. Squidward could fit for the Fry Cook game stage, and Jimmy obviously for his laboratory, but that leaves a new Loud House stage, a new Avatar stage, and a new Hey Arnold stage. And then mattering to if they are only part of the campaign mode, possibly another SpongeBob stage, and some non-specific Rocky stage. No one seems to know what that one's from. The Sun Warriors Bridge stage is heavily associated with Zuko. However, stages don't always seem to fit the character they correspond with. I wouldn't say the Fry Cook game stage really fits well for Squidward. And again, stage theory could be totally wrong. I won't say one way or the other. But it's something lots of people are speculating with, so I figured it was worth mentioning. I would suggest to anyone out there, if you want the best shot at potentially predicting the rest of this roster, only go off of what I've said here in this image. Though honestly, given some of the choices, I really doubt anyone will be able to guess all of them correctly. All right, well, exciting stuff. More info coming for the game August 4th, so I'm excited to see what's revealed there. And I'd love to hear what characters you guys want to get. Either who you think the base game characters I've seen might be, or even who you want to see as future DLC characters. We're supposedly getting 4 DLC characters, so, this game has quite a few characters to go before it's all said and done. Do you think that there will be any cut characters? I really hope that there aren't. Do you think Vlad is just a boss, or is he a playable character as well? I'm honestly 50-50 on that one myself. Either way, very happy Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is back with this sequel. Can't wait to see more from this game and see when stuff gets officially revealed. I suspect over the next few months we'll get lots of character reveals, gameplay showcases, lots of fun stuff just rolling out from here until launch. If you have any thoughts or comments about any of the stuff I talked about in this video, leave a comment below.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment in the section below, and subscribe to PapaGenos!
Twitter, Patreon, Discord, Twitch.